Hello student, this video lecture is prepared for heat transfer subject and I will discuss the unit number 4, that is condensation and boiling. In last lecture we have discussed the heat transfer to a boiling liquid, that means pool boiling, types of pool boiling, that is subcooled boiling and saturated pool boiling. Then today we will discuss the pool boiling curve and correlations for pool boiling curve. So in last lecture we have already started how to plot the pool boiling curve. So you have to just take the horizontal tube bundle, and that tube bundle is submerged in a pool of liquid, and you have to just measure Q by A, that means heat flux, and delta T, that is TW minus TS, wall temperature minus boiling point temperature or saturation temperature. And for every step you have to measure the value of Q by A and delta T, and after that you have to plot that graph or curve. So this is the nature of that curve, Q by A versus delta T. So this curve is divided into 4 segments, AB, BC, CD and DE. So curve AB is called natural convection. So what is happening in this natural convection? The bubbles are formed as the temperature drop. This delta T is small, so the rate of production of that bubbles is very slowly, and the mechanism through which the heat is transferred is called a natural convection. So the bubble forms on this surface of that instrument, and then it will release to the surface, and then it will disengage from the vapor phase provided. So that part is called a natural convection. So segment AB is called a natural convection. Then if we increase the temperature or delta T, then the slope is greater than this AB. So this part is called a BC, that nucleate boiling. So what is happening in the nucleate boiling? As the temperature increases, the rate of bubble production is very large, and it increase the velocity of circulation current in the mass of liquid, and both heat and heat transfer coefficient become greater here, and it reaches to the point C. So point C is called a critical heat flux. So these are the maximum heat flux for a nucleate boiling. And during nucleate boiling, what is happening? The rate of production of bubble is very high, and temperature drop is also increased. So which increase the heat flux and heat transfer coefficient. After the segment BC, there is another segment is called a CD. So what is happening in CD? The temperature drop increase. If we increase the temperature drop, the delta T decrease, and it reaches to the maximum point as shown in figure, that is D. So this CD is called a transition boiling. During this boiling, the production rate is so large, so the bubbles are coalesced, that means it will mix with each other and form a insulating layer, and this layer is unstable, therefore the heat flux is decreased. Then after that, point beyond D, the surface get covered with the stable film of vapor, in which the heat transfer takes place by conduction and then radiation. So as the delta T is increased, the heat flux rise slowly or increase slowly at first, and then it increase rapidly because due to the heat transfer by radiations. So here the segment DE is called film boiling. So generally in the case of film boiling, the rate of heat transfer is low at very large temperature drop. So here the temperature drop is very high, and the flux is also low as compared to nucleate boiling. So the film boiling is not desirable for a commercial heat transfer equipments. And for design of a commercial heat transfer equipment, that means, for example, in evaporation or distillation or in steam generation, the boiling liquids or the equipment design for the boiling process is up to the critical heat flux. So this is called a full boiling curve. So I will show what is happening in that actual process. So here there are, first part is known as the natural convection boiling. So the rate of production of bubbles is very low as compared to the other parts. Then if we increase the delta T, the nucleate boiling take place. So this is the nucleate boiling, actual photo of the nucleate boiling. So here if we look at this photo, we note that the rate of production of bubble is very large, and here the Q by A, that means heat flux, is increased and it reaches to the maximum point, which is called a critical heat flux. And then if we go to the transition boiling, that means this CD part, so this is the CD part, at that time the vapor's production rate is very large. So these bubbles are mixed with each other. Here the bubbles are mixed with each other and they form an insulating layer at this surface. But this insulating layer is unstable. Therefore, the heat transfer rate, or you can say heat transfer flux, is decreased during this segment. So this segment, so CD. In AB and BC it will increase. So these two sections it will increase, but here the heat flux is decreased. And again if we increase that delta T, that means this delta T, if we increase, then we obtain the segment DE. So in this segment DE, first the heat transfer flux increase slowly and then it will increase rapidly. So here the heat transfer flux is increased slowly and then rapidly. So here the conduction of that heat transfer is taking place through the conduction of this film. So stable film is formed in the film boiling, and then the heat is transferred through this film and the heat flux increase, and the radiation is become important in this case, because here if we obtain higher temperature, so delta T is very high. Note that this plot is a plot plotted on a log plot. So the delta T is increased after this point. So the radiation is become important, and it is called a film boiling. So if we look at this photo, it will shows that this is the stable film, and through this stable film heat is transferred. Okay, so here again that rate of heat transfer or heat flux is increased. So these are the 4 boiling regimes. It is called a regimes. These are the 4 boiling regimes important for the design of boiling equipments. Then there are some correlations for calculation of the boiling. So first we discuss the nucleate saturated pool boiling. So this part is important for the design purpose. So this is the formula which is used for the nucleate saturated pool boiling. So what is that equation? CPL is nothing but the specific heat of saturated liquid, which is given in joules per kg Kelvin, multiplied by TW minus TS. So this is, we already known that it is difference between surface temperature and saturation temperature. It is given by K. Then it is divided by lambda, latent heat of enthalpy of vaporization, which is given in joules per kg, which is equal to CSF. CSF is nothing but it is a constant, and how this constant is determined by experimental method, and it is nothing but the combination of surface and liquid. For example, if we take the water and platinum, so platinum is surface and water is liquid, so CSF is 0.013. Then for if we take the brass, then water and brass we are having CSF 0.006, water and copper 0.013. So in this way we can calculate the various values of CSF by experimental data, and you have to put here into square bracket Q by A. Q by A is nothing but the heat flux, which is given in watt per meter square, divided by mu L, liquid viscosity, kg per meter second. Then again lambda, latent heat of enthalpy of vaporization, multiplied by under square root sigma. Sigma is nothing but the surface tension of the liquid, which is given in Newton per meter, divided by G, means acceleration due to gravity, meter per second square. Then rho L is density of saturated liquid, this. Then minus rho V, density of saturated vapor. So this is the density of vapor. So both these are in kg per meter cube, and whole square bracket having power 1 by 3, and multiply by Prandtl number to the power n. So we already discussed Prandtl number in a convection chapter. So you have to calculate that Prandtl number, and it is given that the Prandtl number is having some value of n, that means power, it is having some power. So what is that power? So n is equal to 1. So if we are calculating the water flux or anything from this formula, then we have to take the n is equal to 1, and if we take the other liquid than water, maybe any solvent or any other liquid, so for that purpose we have to take the 1.7 here. So note that here in this formula, L is stand for liquid and V is stand for vapor. So sometimes here L and V is given, and all these properties are evaluated, that means calculated at the saturation temperature of the liquid, that means at the boiling point of the liquid. These all the properties of all these property, specific heat, lambda, viscosity, density, surface tension, Prandtl number. So these calculated by using the saturation temperature. So here we have to stop, and we will discuss how to solve the problem which is based on this correlation. So that part I will discuss in the next lecture. Thanks.